So what is happening is AWS is pretty much it's taking over. It's taking over the physical infrastructure and putting them into the control of either AWS, Google, or what is the other one? Azure by Microsoft. So AWS is from Amazon. Okay, this is where they make money. Amazon, they probably don't make money from selling stuff. They make money from AWS web services. Okay, it's a secure collection offering. So this is what it is. Okay, so pretty much these are the data centers. Okay, AWS data centers. Okay, so give me 1 second here. Okay, you see here we have this globe here, right? And all these dots you see are Amazon data centers. These are all owned by Amazon. Okay, so they have obviously they have a bunch of these all over the world. Okay, so they have a lot more in US, Europe, South Africa. There's some in Middle East and Singapore, Japan. So what are these? These are basically the data centers here, okay? And all these data centers are divided into regions. Okay, so let's focus on US. So in US there are 3 regions here. I'm sorry, let's see. Wow, they keep adding more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In US they have 6 regions, and then 2 are government. So for regular users, if it's non-government, we have 4 regions here, okay? And then the very first region that was been there for a while is Northern Virginia. So if you zoom in here, they have this, this is the Northern Virginia region, and they have about 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm sorry, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they have 6 data centers here. Okay? Each data center is known as, I could hide this, region availability zone. So these are region here. So this is the original region that started off with. Then they added the Ohio region here. So this region This is the region here. So I'm going to take a screenshot. And this region has these blue dots are AZ, availability zone. That means each data center has is known as availability zone. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, in Northern Virginia there are 6 data centers. Okay. Now don't tell me you don't know what a data center is, right? So Amazon has for the world so Amazon has several data centers throughout the world. Okay, throughout the world and group by region. Okay, example, Northern Virginia has 6 data centers as of now. Okay, and each data center is known as AZ. AZ means availability zone. Okay. Alright, so this is what it is. Okay, there is much more beyond that, but I'm not gonna go all into all those things here. So why is this important here? So Amazon, they are doing a lot of infrastructure for you. So Amazon has become such a big behemoth that they are able to pull this off. Okay, and if you look at the picture of a data center, okay, Amazon, and look at the images here, and this is what the data center is. There's rows and rows of computers. All these rows and rows of computers, most of them are, I would guarantee, more than 90% are Linux boxes. When I worked for Apple, they have a huge data center like this here. Huge data centers they have. And at Apple, 95% of, you see all this here. So Northern Virginia, these are the regions here, okay? Northern Virginia, you have 1 East, 1, 2, 3. Oh, sure. Okay, yeah. So these are the availability zone. I'm sorry, these are the regions here. So you could literally see Northern Virginia, and then Ohio, California, Oregon. Out of 6, we have 4 available because the other 2 are for government. Okay, and then you could see all this here. So before you start to install your Linux boxes, you have to select which region you're going to be in. Okay. If the company is based in US and the customers are in US, most of the time it's US East 1. Okay, remember that one is selected. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we are from the main dashboard. This is the dashboard here. Okay, so all of a sudden, this is really good for the companies who are starting up. Okay, as well as very good for the companies who want to get rid of some data center cost and all that here. So you woke up in the middle of a night and then you said, okay, you're going to start the company. Give me 1 second. This part. This is you have the color for this? You have the? Close that one. Okay, I'm back. Okay. So, so you in the middle of the night, you have an idea and you want to start the business, right? And then you don't have the IT infrastructure or anything. What you could do is, you could go into Amazon and you need couple computers. Okay, I need couple computers so that I could start working on computers, right? So you still need a local computer that you're going to connect to, and then we'll see how you're going to have like more than 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5 computers here, okay? So Amazon, they have something called EC2, okay? So what Amazon is doing is they're actually redefining the computing term. So we used to know things like computers and all that, right? Now if you say EC2, that means it's a system, the online system here. So EC2 stands for Elastic Cloud Compute. Okay, so it's called EC2. So what is this? EC2 offers EC2 is a term used by Amazon for its computing power. Computing. Okay, and if you want, and each computing device is called instant. It's called instant, okay? So all these, we used to know what instance is. Now if somebody come up to tell you, I need one instance, that means it's like you are asking for a computer, online computer here. So we created like 1, 2, 3. So all these are instances for Amazon. Okay? These are considered instances. Okay? Device is called instant. So it could be Windows instant, Windows or Linux. Okay? So what you do here is you come into the screen here and you have all these options here, okay? So before we even do that, what we're going to do is we're going to create a virtual wall. Inside AWS, we're going to create a virtual wall for our company. It's called VPC. Okay? VPC. Okay, yeah, this is a good picture. So with VPC is virtual private cloud. Okay? So you are inside Amazon. The whole of Amazon is there, and then when you create a virtual private cloud, that means this is your own space within Amazon. Okay? Any questions? Okay. So what it is just think of VPC as a big boundary inside Amazon. Think Amazon as a big open land, and then VPC is you purchase this area of a land, and then you created a border there. It's called a VPC. Okay. All right. So let's see here. So what we're gonna do here is we go back and we go back to main Amazon page, and from here, so VPC is a networking product. Okay, it's gonna be a boundary we're gonna create here. So by default, let's look at this here. By default, there is a VPC created by Amazon for you. When you create an account, it's automatically created, but we're not going to use that. We're going to create our own VPC. So what I'll do is I'll go create VPC, and then I'm going to give it a name here. No, let me cancel this. I go action, your VPC action, and I'm going to create a default VPC. Okay, and then I'll just create it. So what I've done this is I have just created a default VPC here, and this is tenancy default owner. The one that came with this system here, I'm gonna delete this. Delete VPC. Yeah, all these things are attached to it, so I'm gonna delete that. Okay, so we have this VPC available here, so we could give it a name. We could give ZMPT VPC, okay? And hit enter. So what we have done so far is we created VPC here, the one which is going across here. So now, once we created the border here, now we have this space. So we're going to build our infrastructure here, okay? Alright, so now that is in place, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a security group, okay? The VPC is this. Once you have created, you create a security group. So security group is nothing but a firewall inside AWS, okay? So let's take a picture of the security group. Okay, so we created a VPC, and these are the security groups here. I think this is already in here, right? So I'm going to delete this. So this is a security group, VPC security group, that's what it's called. Do I need to make it clear? You could understand this is a security group. Inside of VPS, there could be lot of security groups in there. Okay? Is this picture clear, or should I find another picture? It's good to me. This is okay. Yeah, yeah. This is good here. Let me copy this. Okay. So this is a definition. This is our official definition of security group. Okay. I'm going to save this here. So you go into security group here, and there is a default security group is already there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and then uh, before that I'm going to go into your VPC and let me make sure this is a default. Okay, and here I'm going to go in here, group, security group, and then I'm going to go into action, edit, security group. Okay, so I'm going to give the name VMPC, VMPP okay? Because we're going to be using this with VPC. It says VPC ID here. Okay, you would from time to time, or not time to time, throughout this AWS, you would see this alphanumeric key here, okay? These are unique and it's within the entire AWS. If it's your account or not, it is unique to AWS. So it can be, this is like a fingerprint. It can be, it can be any else with the same name inside AWS, okay? So remember that. So let me go into your VPC and okay, let's look at this VPC ID here, 6D48, right? So 6D48. So this security group is connected with this VPC, okay? So we're in good shape. So what we're going to do now is we go into services and we're going to go into EC2. So now what we need is we need a Linux box. We are in a business now and we need a Linux box. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and create a Linux box. So you have to go into running instances. Remember I told you instances, right? So there is nothing in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to launch instance. Okay? Now we have a choice here. All these are Linux machines here. You could have an Amazon Linux. All these are free tier eligible. SUSE Linux, Ubuntu. You have Windows machine also. So you have so many options in here, okay? So this is same thing as creating when you have a big company, you have like options here. A big company is not always using Linux only. So since we are studying Linux, we're going to worry about only the Linux here, and the one we want to use Red Hat. And seems like Red Hat 7 is not here anymore. Yeah. And that's another thing is, you don't have to worry about the operating system being the latest. Okay? Amazon keeps up with all the latest software here. So all you have to do is come in here and you select this, and once you decide, okay, I want this here, so I'm going to start this here. So now you have two options here, 64-bit and 64-bit ARM architecture. So we're not going to worry about the second one, we're going to worry about first one. So I'm going to select that and select it. Okay. And now, over here, it's like selecting the CPU type and the size of the machine. Okay, so here we have T2 micro, free tier eligible. Okay, and it also tells you the network performance is going to be a little bit low if you need this only for testing, okay? But the moment you start browsing down here, you look at this here, T2 to extra large, and it has a memory of 32 GB, okay? And EBS is, we'll talk about this, the hard drive. EBS stands for hard drive in the Amazon terms. And then the network performance is moderate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for T3 micro. So this is going to be for general purpose. Right now, what am I doing here? I'm doing the same thing as I'm going on Dell website and selecting the computer for your business. Okay? I'm selecting the hardware for my computer, and it's a hardware. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm selecting this, and it has up to 5 GB of RAM network performance. And what is this? I'm going to get 2 virtual CPUs and 1 gigabit of RAM. Okay, then I'm going to go configure instant details. Okay? Alright. I want to check everybody with me so far.
Yes, brother, Zafar trying.
Yeah. Don't stress too much on it, and this is going to be just a extra. It's just a cherry on the topping for you guys here. Okay? But if you are in a Linux, guys, you don't have to worry about all this here. I'm just showing you so that the world is moving towards this, and you should know what AWS and all that is. Okay?
Jazakallah, brother.
And it says how many instances you want. You could have like 1,000 in here. Okay? That means you will have 1,000 of these. 1,000 of these. Let's worry about only one for now. Okay? I'll show you how to do the other ones later. And here, the network, we are using the ZMPP VPC. Okay? We are using this ZMPP VPC. Okay? And it has availability zone here. So the most preferred one is US East 1A. 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 1EF. Okay, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember there are 6 of them. I never use anything beyond C. A, B, C is the most we'll be using. So I ask you to use the US East 1A. This is the default one, okay? And auto assign IP. Okay, enable it. It will automatically assign the IP address for your system. Okay, and these are all the behaviors here. So capacity and all those things, I'm not worried about it. Okay, and now these are the additional stuff. So what you could do is while you're spinning up the box, you could update you could run a script here. So usually what I do is I usually run the update. So what is our bash script here? Bin bash. I'm going to do yum update -y. Okay, and then I'm going to install our HTTP box. Yum install httpd -y, and I'm going to do a systemctl systemctl start httpd systemctl enable httpd. Okay, this is just a silly thing. So what happens when the system is ready? What happens? Can somebody tell me, looking at the script?
The code is just going to get executed and it's going to install all those services.
Yeah, very good. But what is HTTPD service give us?
Enable Apache Web Server.
I didn't hear you. Say that again.
Apache Web Server HTTPD.
Yeah, very good, very good. Apache Web Server will be enabled here. So this is just this is one of the easy things to know if there is a good network connectivity over the internet. Okay, and then I'm going to add storage. Okay, here this is your hard drive. Okay, dev SDA1. Okay, so you know you've been doing this here, right? If you go in here and you go storage here, we have 3, 1, 2, 3 here. This is the very first one. A system will come directly attached to it, right? You have to have at least one hard drive for it to be able to work on it. And if you want, you could add a new volume here. It's going to be dev SDB. Okay, so EBS, we'll talk about this. And we're going to give 16 GB. Add another one. And then add one more. So SDBCD, so we're going to make this LVM here later on with our script. And that one was 24 GB, right? Okay, and delete on termination. So I'm going to check this here, delete on termination. When the system is deleted, all these things are going to be gone. Okay, so let's see here. And look at this, it's giving you SSD drive. SSD drive is, you guys know what SSD drive is. It's very, very fast. So let's see if it says 30 GB here. Let's see if it's going to accept this. Okay, it did. And then I'm going to add a tag here. I'm going to give it a ZMPT1. Okay, and if you have a value, you could do that. And the security group, either you could create a new security group or select an existing security group. Actually, let's create a new security group, okay? And I'm gonna give it a name, ZMPTSG. And I'm not gonna have anything in here. So security group is ZMPTSG. Okay, I'll show you individually how to add rules. Right now, this is a firewall. Everything is blocked on this system here. So I'm gonna review and launch. So this is what I'm gonna get. Instant details, and then storage. I have 3 hard drives attached on top of the one which is coming with the system. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now is exercise here. So I'm gonna do launch. Okay. Now what it's gonna do is when we're gonna make a connection from our local computer to the Amazon box, we're gonna create. It's gonna give you this option here. Security key. So it's giving us a security key. So I'm going to give it a name, ZMPT key pair. And then I'm going to download this here and keep it locally. Save as. I'm going to put this on a desktop, okay? And launch instance. View instance. Okay, running instances. So what's going to happen here is it says initializing, so it's still working on it. So while it's doing that, so click on launch instance. Select free tier eligible. Then what we do? We selected then select T3 micro. Okay, and then keep auto assign public IP enabled. Okay, in details, use a script. What was it? Count bin dash okay install httpd-y and then system ctl start httpd and system ctl systemctl enable httpd. Okay. Alright, good. Then add storage, add 3 extra drives, dev SDA, SDB, right? Dev SDC. This is not new for you, right? Dev SDD. Okay, add tags. Add tag UMPT01. Yeah. And configure security group. Create new SG ZMPTSG. No ports open. Okay, then launch. Download the key pair. Give it a name, GMPT key pair. .10. Okay, .10 is the security name here. Okay, I think if you go in here, do I have anything running? And all is back here. When we exchange the key pairs, remember between the computers, it is .10, right? Or was it? Yeah, we're not worried about that now. Okay, now look at this here. Look at it. Amazon has given the public IP address here, okay? And it also has a DNS IP address here. So what you could do is, you could copy this and put it in a browser here, paste and go. So it's not gonna, let's see if it's gonna come up. So it's not gonna come up because we're gonna open the security group ports here. So I go in here and then I go to security group. Okay, and I'm gonna edit inbound rules. I'm gonna say add, and what kind of inbound rule you want to add? These are all the protocols here. I talked to you about all this TCP, UDP, ICMP, HTTP. So we're gonna open HTTP, and then it's usually port 80. And I'm going to say anywhere from the world. So any IP is going to connect to this box here. Okay, I'm going to save rule. So now if I paste and go here again, I have this box here. Okay. I'm going to put this in group chat here. Go ahead and tell me if you could connect on from your computers.
I'm unable to, brother.
You are, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the moment if I take this inbound rule out, it's over. You cannot do it. So you could connect anywhere from the world here. So now you see how easy it was. It took me like 10 minutes here while I'm still explaining it to you. It will be done in like 5 minutes, even less than that, if I'm doing it correctly. So if I don't have to look up anything. So now what we're going to do is we're going to connect using PuTTY. So what port PuTTY is running on? port 22 and it's SSH. So I'm going to go here, edit. Okay, and then I'm going to add root. And I'm going to say SSH, port 22. And then I could do it from my IP address, okay? It will automatically detect the IP address I'm working on this computer here. Okay, only I could connect. Or I could connect from anywhere in the world. So let me just delete all this here. I could connect anywhere in the world, okay? I'm going to save rule. And for this, it's kind of tricky here to connect with the. So what you have to do is you have to open SSH and you have to go into authorize or here. So actually, if you don't know how to connect here, you go back into EC2, you go into running instances, and you get the connect. Click on connect here. It will give you the instructions how you could do it. And if you're using a PuTTY, you have to select this here, connect using PuTTY. So all these things are in Amazon here. They have very good documentation. So they are telling you, okay. So when you install PuTTY, there is something called PuTTY Gen. Search in your computer, type PuTTY, and then you will have like a PuTTY and PuTTY Gen will come up, okay? Click on it. This is a generator key. So what you have to do is you have to click load and select that key downloaded. Select that key, okay? Click open and then save the public key, right? Let me see. Choose save private key and click save private key. Yes. And then save it on a desktop too. You have to give it the same name. Give it the same name. But don't give it .tem. Okay, just remove that and then just save it. Okay? Alright. Now go into your regular PuTTY. Go in here. Go to a authorize. And then click browse. And wherever it is, copy that. Okay. So make sure you remove this .2. Okay? And in here, in the session, it's telling you to put this in. There you go. I'm in now. Did you see that I'm logged in? It didn't ask me for the password because of the security key. And if I email you the security key, and if you log in here, you should be able to log in from your computer too. Okay? Let's have some fun.
But do you think that I need to have the private or public key on the local laptop before you connect it from the any other machine?
That's what I told you. If I email you the key right now, you should be able to connect.
Okay.
Okay. Well, here, take a look here. Look at this key here. If you open it with the notepad, here. It's nothing but a security key here. You have seen this before, right? This is a security key.
Yes, we have seen it, brother.
Yeah. Nothing, just a security key that you be familiar with. Okay? So now this is as good as any other Linux machine here. So if you do df-h and you have this Linux system installed here, you your lsblk, and these are your SDA, SDB, and SDC, because they name it here. Amazon names it differently, okay? You just have to be careful here. They're not going to do the same thing. So I'm going to do sudo se, and then let's run our script here. The script is created here, right? Let's create this LVM mask here, okay? Since we created this script, we're going to run it. So I'm going to do VILVM script. Can you go on mute? Okay, I'm going to go through it. Everything got copied on. Then to run the script, I have to give the permissions, right? chmod 755. Okay. So when we're going to run the script here, we have to input this name here, okay? So let's run the script. Okay, it's telling enter the first drive information. So I'm going to say there, and then I'm going to put this in there. Instead of SDB, I'm putting this in there, okay? Is that fair enough? And then the second one is same thing. /dev. I'm putting in the second one. And the third one. Third one is this. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay, I got disconnected. I don't know why. Software.
Your screen is broken too, bro. Oh.
Is it back now?
Looks like it. We can see 3 and 1.
Okay, let me go ahead and restart session. Okay, I'm back now. I'm root now. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to clear this lsblk. I'm going to run this LVM script, dev, and this is the first drive, SDB, okay? Hit enter, dev, SDC, dev, SDB. Okay, now it's telling to create, so we're going to give VLPT1. Enter the first LV, what was it? Accounting, right?
This is also say VG trade not found, PV trade not found.
Oh, alright, good catch. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is, I think the LVM software is not installed here, so we'll do which LVM, and it's not there. So you go yum provides LVM. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and install this for -y. Alright, you guys agree, right? This is not new, this command is not new for you. Okay, so LVM command is installed. Now let's run this. So I'm going to say dev /dev number 3. Okay, so it created that GMPT1 and it says enter the first LVM counting, second LVM, what was second? HR, third finance, and fourth was recruiting. Okay, that's it. It has done the deed for us and you see all this in there. Okay, I was just demonstrating that you just created a machine in the cloud, and that machine is just like any other machine we've been working so far. So it is available for you. Okay, and if you go in here, so if you want, you could quickly launch an application and start working on it. So this is the purpose here. Within no time, you have already published a website and you are in business already. So you could do all the other things you are able to do as a Linux person. Okay. So let's see here. So I'm going to create a HTML page here. Index.html is the one which is picked up by the system here, okay? This is a Linux course. Okay, if you just refresh it, it should replace with what I put in here. Okay? Good. So what have we accomplished here? In no time, we have a running system here. Okay? So now that is convenient, right? You don't have to have the entire infrastructure for you to go into business and have this all things really running for you. Okay? So one of the things is all of a sudden your business is growing and then this machine is not enough for you. So what you have to do is you could change the settings here. So you go in here and change instance. Okay, I have to shut down the system. And also at the same time, the public IP is this is the IP address assigned by Amazon. So what you got to do is, if the system reboots, the IP address will go away. It will be a different IP address when it reboots. So what Amazon does is they assign a elastic IP. They are giving us 5 IP addresses for free with a free account. So what you could do is elastic IP is a static IP. And you could reuse that IP address here. So Amazon gives out about 5 static IP addresses for free. Okay, if you have 5 static IP addresses and if you're not using it, then they will charge you. If you have,
can you repeat one more time, brother?
Yeah, Amazon, they're giving you 5 static IP addresses, but you have to use them. If you're not going to use them, then they will, if it's just sitting around, if I give you like a computer, right? and if you're not using it, you're just sitting around, then what Amazon will do is they will charge you for it. But if you're using it, then they will not charge you up to 5. I don't know what the deal behind it is. That's how it works.
So how can you use it to make sure that they don't charge you?
Yeah, you have to keep it busy. So I'm going to show you now.
Jazakallah.
So here we're going to request an IP address, okay? We're going to say allocate IP address, and then they're going to give you a v4 IP address. So allocate it. So they gave this IP address here, 3 dot, this is a public IP here. So let's go back up in here and look at an instance here. So this is the IP address here. So we're going to physically assign this IP address to this system here. So when the system reboots, is not going to. So before that, let me just go ahead and reboot it. So I'm going to say init 0. So I shut down the system here. So when you come back here, you should see the system should go down. It's going to go into state from running to stop. Okay, I'm going to refresh here, and it should say, okay, starting. It has not stopped yet. So when you see here, when it totally stops, this IP address will go away. Okay, so the IP address has gone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into action, instant state, and what I'm going to do is view or change instant E2 unlimited. What was that? Instant
T3, I think.
yeah, the instant state and settings here, and instant type right here. Yeah, very good. So now my business is growing. I'm going to from micro to, I'm going to go up a notch here. Let me go medium here. Let me see if it's free. So right now, I used to have a small computer. Right now, I upgraded the system here, okay, with a better performance. And now I don't have a headache of physically moving my systems and all that, okay? Did you get that? If it was a data center, you purchase the physical hardware, then that's it. You are stuck with it. You have to call somebody to upgrade the hard drive, to upgrade the CPU and all that. So let's take a look here. What's the status for the CPU? I think the CPU we had was only 1 year. So let's see what will be the performance. 1 CPU and 1 gig of RAM, I think. Or 2 CPUs and 1 gig of RAM here. So let's see what would be then. What would be now? So I'm going to say start the instant. Okay, I'm going to refresh it. And now it is running here. and the IP address has changed. So if you go and refresh, it's not going to work because static IP is. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to assign that static IP here. So I go to elastic IP and I select it and I go into actions and associate, and then when you go in here it will automatically remember which one you are. Okay, earlier I said that this is the ID here. This is the only ID that one system could have it or one resource could have it. Amazon uses the term resource for anything you think of. A computer is a resource and it has its own ID here. So this is a fingerprint. Okay, and then the IP address. This is the private IP address here. Let me go back and cancel it here. Go back to instances. Okay, this is the public, and where is the private IP, okay? This is the internal IP and this is the public IP, okay? Remember that. This is the public IP. If you're connecting from one computer to another computer, within here, you could use this. I'll take a look here. If you're running like an Ansible script, the script we have, and we were running this script against those IP address, right? You don't have to go onto the internet and do it. You could do it locally here. Locally inside the Amazon, inside the VPC. ZMPT VPC. Alright guys, I know it's a lot of information here, but what I'm showing you is just scratching the surface here. I'm not even showing you anything here. It's just going to be one class, but it is what you're going to learn for your Linux side. So, okay, here you could release the IP here. If you think you're not going to use it, you could release it then, and they don't charge you. So I'm going to associate the IP with this machine here. Usually when you click on drop down here, it will give you a long list here. If you have a lot of them here. And then it's going to be associated with this private IP. Okay? And you could put a check here, elastic IP address be reassociated. Okay, yeah. If you check this and if that instant is gone, this IP will become available for you within your VPC until you release it manually to the general Amazon public. Okay? I'm going to say associate. So now the IP was 67, right? So it should change to this IP address. So I'm going to go into my instances, and it has an elastic IP here, okay? So it's not going to change now. So if you do restart here, this is not going to work because we have to give a new IP address. And the new IP address is working here. Now, how are you going to connect? You can't connect here anymore. If you restart the session, you can. So what you have to do is go up in here and copy this part. Alright, so let's close this out. This thing is going to work again because it's a key pair. There you go. And we are in now. If I restart this 100 times, the IP address is not going to change now. Okay, because we have assigned the static IP. Okay, if you do DFSNH, we have all this here. Okay. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to show you how to create a master image, and then we're going to create another 10 computers using that image here. Okay. So I'm going to close this. So what you do is, you go into AMI. Okay, AMI stands for Amazon Machine Image. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, we don't have anything here. So what we could do is, we could go into here, and we select our instance here, the existing instance. Once you have configured it nice and good, so you go into actions, and then you go into edit image and create an image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to name it GMPT master image. Okay, so master copy. Okay, and alright, so I'm going to create an image. Okay, so any snapshot backup of an EBS scan image, these snapshots in here, okay? So they received the request here, so it will show up in here, so okay, it's still pending here. While it's doing here, I'm going to pause it here, let's take a 5-minute break here, okay? So our machine image is ready here, okay? So we could name it AMI name and ID. Okay, so what we're going to do is, we could select this and click launch. Okay, and what we did is already here. So what we could do is, now we could select the box we need. Let's do T3 medium here. And then I'm going to go configure instant details. Okay, and auto assign IP is there. It's going to use this default. And availability zone, I'm going to put this in US East 1A. Okay, auto assign IP. And do I need to worry about? Okay, so I'm going to go next, add storage. Okay, all this is good. I'm going to go next, add tags. Okay, and okay, I'll go next. I'm going to put this in an existing security group, the one we created. Okay, and then review. Okay, so I'm going to go back a little bit here. Over here, I need 10 computers here. So what I'm doing is just putting number 10 here, okay? It will give us 10 boxes.
Brother Zafar, there's a side question you might, I might be asking too much, but
Yeah.
how many, with this free account, how many machines we can assign, launch?
I don't know, man. I mean, the maximum is 750 hours. 750 hours, okay? If you have this running, 24 hours, then they will start charging you.
But that could be for only one machine, am I right?
Yeah, we discussed yesterday, if you have one machine running for a whole year, you're not going to get charged. Okay, and also, if you run that machine, here, 750 hours, right? 750 hours per month. So, if you divide by 31, so about 24 hours. So, you should be able to run that machine, one machine continuously for 24 hours for 30 days. And then you could run it for another 12 months. So you could have that machine running for 12 months. You have to read the documentation of how things are going to be working. Now take a look here. All of a sudden, you have 9 computers here. You don't have to go to Dell and tell them to order and all this. All that headache is all gone. All this will be ready and be working for you at no time here. So it's initializing and it's running. Now do you see the power of cloud computing, right? I mean, it will be like a subscription here. If you don't want this machine, all you have to do is select that machine you don't want it anymore, and then go in here and then just terminate it. Straight terminate. When you terminate it, that machine is not there anymore. Okay, it's all gone. So let's see here. So it got disconnected because of inactivity. So I'm back in now, and then I type clear 122. Okay, where is my very first machine? This is the one here. Look, the one that has the static IP address. It has a link to that IP. So maybe I think we should be able to sort this out here by name. You could group all this together. There's a lot of things you could do here, okay? Let's try to connect from one machine to another machine here. So here, from here, all you have to do is type this here. Connect. Yeah. So what you have to do here is, from one machine to another machine, what you're doing is, you're copying this key pair. So what I do is VI, Session manager. Okay. Let's try to connect locally here, okay? Let's see if I could ping it. Why can't I ping? All looks good to me. Load that permission. Okay, I have to do chmod 400. Look here, it says here you have to do chmod 400. Okay, yeah, I got it. So what you have to do is you have to use EC2 user. Remember, you could never connect directly to, you cannot connect using a root directly to one bar. So you have to use the EC2 and then you have to switch. Okay, now I'm in 86. Now I'm in 86 here. So what you could do is, we could run our Ansible script here, if you're going to manage this here. So, let's see here. I'm going to do sudo su root, and then, yum update. This should be pretty up to date here because we already have, okay, yeah. I already ran the update when we were creating the machine. Oh, yeah, it's working. Yeah, it's there. So, let's skip that and see if this works. I can't install Ansible on this. Okay, so I have to enable the EPEL. Okay. Let's see here. Install Ansible on Red Hat. Yum enable yum repo list. No matching repo. First I have to install this here. Oh, that's Fedora. New session. Uh, Okay, I think I'm going to stop here. Well, everything else is just the Linux information. I mean, a Linux thing here. Once you get in there, you are in a Linux environment. It's like any other Linux machine, okay? The only things, a few things you need to remember is what I have showed you so far. I'm going to clean this up and put this out so that you could practice this on your own. Okay? But remember, I'm not teaching you Amazon, AWS inside or out compared to Linux here, but this is something you should know.
You should teach, brother. You should teach.
No.
It looks like ocean kind of thing.
No, I'm telling you, I am not a AWS guy. Only thing I'm showing you is what I know.
But do you think the commands will be different because we are using
the same thing. What the problem we are having is
no, but I'm saying
like how to organize things in the Amazon environment.
Yeah, it's just
my question is, we are using Salmon and they have a very multi Unix kind of differences.
No, the one we have selected, there is not much difference here. 8 and 7 here. Oh, okay, I hear you. Between 7 and 8. I don't think it's a much difference, but to be honest with you, 8 is less than a year old.
I understand, brother, but the thing is, we don't have any option. On the Amazon, they have a 8. So even it's a 1 year thing, we see when we do the system CTL on the 6, there was something service kind of thing. So there might be some commands different now on the 8.
You know, I mean, you don't have to worry about the general, the basic commands. They're all going to be same. But if they have come up with something new, then those commands are specific to that specific new command here. So you may be able to install that new command on the previous version.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to end here, and then I'll upload the video, and then we'll go from there. Okay, welcome.
Excellent.